God showed me this about your victory for your victory in my dream. I'm going to tell you about this dream I had, the meaning of it, and action steps for you to take based on this dream and based on what God wants you to do. It's going to speak to you tremendously, and victory is very close. So it's an encouragement and at the same time some direction, because you need some guidance on these things. If you do them, you're going to go a lot faster. There's something that is slowing you down. You don't know until you listen to this dream. It's going to speak to you. Ask yourself, how does this dream apply in my life? Right? It's like a little story. And if this video helps you out, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new here. This channel is just to help you grow with God. This is for you. Subscribe. And if you want to support this ministry, link in the description to do so. Thank you. So, in this dream, I saw this guy that can represent you inside an apartment. This apartment, it was kind of his home. And at first, there were doors open, kind of like doors of a balcony opened that slide. And there were insects and mosquitoes that came inside of the apartment, trying to at least. But then this guy put like a little small light, kind of like this color, like blue, but not really blue, kind of like bright white, kind of bluish. It was very small but powerful. And when he put this light on, this kind of attracted the mosquitoes and insects and kind of also repelled them, burned them when it attracted to them, and repelled them as well. They didn't want to come here because when it came, they got burned by the light. But it was not a burning light for the guy. And so then there was also outside, like on the building, reflecting light from, for example, like nightclubs. There was like bright light reflecting on buildings and music, and all these things kind of represent like evil from outside, evil influences, distractions, things from the world that were not able to, once this light was put on, they were not able to influence and come inside of the apartment. It's almost like we couldn't hear them anymore. And the bright light that was shining on the building were not as, it was not as bright because the light in front of the man in front of the door was so bright. So this was the first part of the dream. I'm going to give you then the meaning of each of these. There are 3 parts, and I'm going to give you action steps at the end. So then the second part, there was in sort of a school, there were games, kind of sports game playing, and there was this guy that was going to play the game, and the game was starting at the top of a staircase. So at the top of the staircase, the goal was to get down with a ball. It was a ball, kind of a spongy, kind of a sponge. Like the ball was like kind of spongy, kind of like, you know, these very old school, like soccer balls, right? And there was a classmate there at the beginning of the staircase, and the goal was like basically to just go down, and there was at the end the line to start the next sport game, and the goal was to go there as fast as possible. Yeah. So there were 2 ways of going down the staircase, and the classmate there was making sure that the ball was basically full of water. It was a spongy ball, right? And so it was full of water and dirty water, because the ball was kind of dirty. So it was dirty water, and it was heavy. And there were 2 ways of going there. One way was just taking this ball and going down, and you had to kick this ball basically. So once you kick it, you kick this spongy ball full of water. Well, it doesn't bounce, right? It's just like, it's like, and it spills water. It's kind of messy and very slow and heavy. And the other way was to first squeeze the dirty water out of this ball. And after it's squeezed, it's like a sponge. It was kind of a firm sponge, right? It's like a ball, and it bounced. So then he just kicked it like very easily, the ball, and he just like went down the staircase very easily. And so this was the second way, making the process not messy, very easy. In the third part of the dream, there was this guy that was playing a video game with his brother, and his brother showed him how you could play it, right? So like basically, his brother was like kind of accustomed to the game, and the main character, the main character of the movie, you in this dream, had played this game before, but he didn't remember how to play it now, and the brother showed him how to get a new perspective. Like, because basically there was the game, the camera angle was from up to down, and the center of it was the character. And so you could not see too much further ahead around the character. You could not see too much back, you could not see too much on the sides, you could not see too much in front. So it was kind of like he just walked, and like things could like pop up and he didn't know that these things were popping up. And then he said, no, you can actually just, and he changed the camera angle. And so he went a little bit further back and a little bit higher. And so now, as he changed this perspective, he started to see much further and further. And at one point, this game was like on a little planet, and he could see all the way through, like in front of him, very far, up until the end of the planet. So just like if you have like these pictures of like the Earth from space, how it curved and how there was light at the end, he could see that now. And so when he was able to see this game like this, he was like, oh wow, I never saw this game like this. And it felt like the game was a lot more interesting and probably easier to play while enjoying it a lot more. It was like, oh, it's awesome. This is freaking awesome game now. So this was the three parts of the dream. Now, I'm going to give you like what I took like immediately as I woke up. By the way, I should have said that in the beginning, dude. Shoot. I woke up at 3:30 a.m. and after fasting more than 24 hours, like I didn't eat all day, and then I slept, and I had this dream while I was fasting. So this was like really, like the meaning was like very strong. And then I wrote these down, right? I wrote the first part, light blocking insects. And so this is spiritual protection and strategy. I wrote down this: the light of Christ in your heart protects your body from worldly things, dangers, sins, evil influences from entering your body and mind, not letting them hinder your ability to live and sleep. And so there was open doors, insect mosquitoes entered, turned on this small light, powerful light, and it attracted them outside or kind of burned them inside. And even negative outside influences couldn't enter anymore. This could mean, like the mosquitoes, insects could mean distractions, temptations, draining influences, negative environments, nightlife, chaos, etc. The light is awareness, is truth, and it's God's presence, clarity. It's God's love. And so you don't fight darkness directly. You use light to redirect it. Instead of resisting everything, struggling constantly, you basically create an environment where negativity cannot enter. This light was so powerful. First of all, even though there was light outside, there was distractions, something appealing outside from nightclub or whatever. The focus was on this light. This light was so bright, all these things seemed insignificant. And this is what happens when you have your eyes on Christ, when you have the eyes on the prize. And all distractions, mosquitoes things trying to bother you, they don't affect you anymore. Or not as much. Second part, the water-filled ball. So this is kind of burden versus efficiency. And I thought, squeeze out the dirty water out of you, maybe out of your project, out of your work, to be able to move faster and not make a mess on the way to the finish line. The dirty water is the mess, the sins, the confusion, the unnecessary things, the burden of the old life, old way of doing things that don't serve you anymore. And when the ball had no more water, it was able to bounce again and go much faster instead of being heavy and super slow. And so there was two choices, right? Carried heavy and messy, or emptied, being lighter and faster. So this is very practical. So the water, dirty water, is unnecessary weight, emotional baggage, overthinking, distractions, unresolved things that weigh heavy on you, and so you can move much faster if you remove what is weighing you down and you clean it up, right? And I just thought, imagine when you have your desk is very messy, right? Because this ball was kind of like to get to the finish line, and then you have to start another game. So you had to run again after you've arrived with this ball. So it's kind of like maybe a preparation for work. And when you have a desk that is completely messy, it's like kind of like a mess to work. You don't want to start working. But when it is, imagine it's like just being immaculately clean, just so perfect. So it's like a 5-star hotel perfection on how it's like everything is just perfectly aligned, everything is so clean. It makes you want to actually get to work. And it gives you clarity, right? It's like your messy environment creates a messy brain. So then there was this part on the new camera perspective in the game. Clarity and vision. So we can live a life with a new perspective, a spiritual perspective that shows us the way forward in a much clearer way, to be able to move forward and not stay stuck in a perspective too focused on the character and the character being at the center of it. But with the path in front of us, when we take this broader and kind of more zoomed out lens, we can see the way much further up until the end of the world. So, from the top view to behind the character. And suddenly you see further, you see the world better, and you enjoyed the game a lot more. What could this mean? This is about how you see your life. The old way, limited view. Limited, reactive, and unclear direction. And things like pop up because you're looking, they're just right in front of you, right? So you have a very limited, something happened right now, right? But when he brought it away, you could see things a lot more in the future. And he had vision, direction, understanding of where he was going. So here's the overall meaning of the dream. I'm going to give you action steps in a second. If this video helped you out, don't forget to like, subscribe to not miss the next one, because more videos from this channel are going to help you tremendously. I upload pretty much every day. And if you want to support this ministry, link in the description to do so. Thank you. So, simple action steps. 1, first of all, the meaning. Protect your environment with light, with Christ's light. Not force, not stress, but clarity, discipline, and presence. Remove unnecessary weight. You're carrying things that you don't need. It's slowing you down, right? Shift your perspective. So these are the core 3 main things. It's light, weight, and perspective. And because you don't need a new life, sometimes you just need a new way of seeing your life, or seeing the project that you have, seeing the work that you're doing. So, 3 action steps. Add light to your daily life. How do you do that? Quiet time with God. It's just you can't pass over that. It's like silence with God, you and God. And closing your eyes is a good way of being able to connect more. And this gives you clarity and gives you truth, right? The light is God, is Jesus Christ. And this naturally, when you keep your eyes on that, naturally just repels everything else. 2, empty the water, the dirty water. Ask yourself, what is draining me right now? What is weighing on me? What is messy in my life right now? And remove it. Reduce it immediately, because it's just like weighing you down. You're trying to carry this heavy load, and God helps you do that as well. 3, change how you view your path. Instead of what do I do next, like being urgent, being like reactive, ask, where is this leading me long term? Where am I going? Like, what's the vision, right? What's the end goal? And when you see the end goal, you zoom out a little bit, you can see. And then also in this game, very important, like, it was not like he was stuck in this high perspective. Now he had unlocked, and now I'm giving you this video. With this video, you get a new tool now. Now you get a new tool in your life. The ability to be focused on the main character and the center of it, right? So it's like the center. And then you can also go higher now. You can take yourself and imagine yourself from like what you see right now in front of you to having kind of like God's perspective on your life from above, seeing things further, seeing things, okay, and now you can not react, you can prepare for problems that will come ahead. You can see this, okay, I know this is going to distract me right now. Oh, okay, I see where this is going now, right? And when you need to, because you cannot stay stuck, because if you stay stuck up there, you're going to see all these problems, you're going to get overwhelmed. Do not get overwhelmed by seeing all these problems. Just like, okay, I'm seeing what's coming. I'm seeing all these things are going to come at me. Okay, I can focus back my perspective on right now and take the next step. Because staying too much focused on the very next step, it kind of like, it's not practical. Sometimes you get surprised. And also being too self-centered, it kind of like makes you believe that your current circumstance is the truth. It's not. Your current circumstance doesn't have to stay this way. When you zoom out, you can see, oh, okay, actually, I can see how this could be making a great, amazing story in the future. My struggles right now are going to help me build these great, amazing things, right? So, yeah, and simplify your process. Less clutter, less emotional weight, more direct action. That's the thing. You need to like apply this thing. Light, first of all. This is the first thing you need. Light. With God. With God's word. With these videos as well. But these videos don't replace the Bible and your time with God in silence. It's like, this is like something you cannot replace it with anything. And then you need to squeeze the dirty water out of the ball so they can bounce back then, right? Now it can bounce, you can go further. You can kick it like just a quick, very little kick, and the ball just like starts bouncing and it goes where it needs to go. But when it's heavy, you kick it and it's like, right? It gets stuck and it spills mess. And then perspective. Keep an ability to move perspective. Forward, right in front of you, like right now, and then, okay, I can see things more long term and I can see where I'm going. And now I'm also more motivated because it's a beautiful game. And when I change my perspective, it's like you just have the ability to play in a new way. And it's awesome, it's fun, right? Hopefully this video helped you out. Apply this video. How are you going to apply this video? Take the action steps, and I'll see you next one. God bless you. If you want to support this ministry, link in the description to do so. Thank you. I'll see you next one.